Who is the Monkey Prince? Monkey Prince is a superhero from DC Comics and one of the clones of Sun Wukong, also known as the Monkey King, a prominent character of Chinese mythology. He was born when Sun Wukong was defending his realm from Darkseid's invasion. Although Darkseid's forces were ultimately defeated, Sun Wukong was heavily wounded and had to retreat with his army of clones to the Phantom Zone. He then ordered all of his clones to revert back, but one of the clones refused and hid from the Monkey King by taking the form of a human infant who would later end up on Earth. This clone would later become a superhero, the Monkey Prince. He usually appears as a human, but can transform into the demigod who possesses the same abilities as Sun Wukong. He can change his form to anything, is literally unkillable, can create clones, and he even possesses some form of airbending. DC's Loki is incredibly evil. Most people know Loki from Marvel Comics, but a lot of people forget that he exists in DC as well. DC's Loki is more faithful to Norse mythology, and he played a pivotal role in the ending of Sandman. He was one of the Norse gods who petitioned for the Key of Hell after Lucifer Morningstar abandoned his post. He also used his shape-shifting ability to disguise himself as one of the Japanese gods and avoid Odin's eternal punishment by sending the real Japanese god in his place. But his most evil act by far is kidnapping and nearly killing Daniel Hall, a child of the Dreaming, which set off a complicated set of events that led to a total destruction of the Dream's realm. Who is the Yellow Beetle? Yellow Beetle is an ally of the Blue Beetle and the wielder of the Yellow Scarab, a powerful alien weapon. She was originally a Salvadorian school teacher and was chosen by a Yellow Scarab to find and kill the Blue Beetle. She has been stated to be stronger and faster than the Blue Beetle, but the Yellow Scarab seemingly doesn't grant a wide range of weapons, unlike the Blue Scarab. It was later revealed that her scarab was created by the Horizon, aliens who were originally the same race as the Reach, the original creators of the Blue Scarab that they used as a planet-conquering weapon. But lots of people within the Reach disagreed with violent expansionism and created scarabs of their own to counter their aggression, one of them being the Yellow Scarab. She originally tried to kill the Blue Beetle because she thought of him as one of the servants of the Reach, but after finding out that Jaime Reyes has full control over his scarab, they became close allies. Who is the Green Beetle? The Green Beetle's origin is very similar to that of the Yellow Beetle. Her scarab was also created by the Horizon, an opposition that existed within the Reach, the original creators of the Blue Scarab who used it as a planet-conquering weapon. The Green Beetle possesses several unique abilities. She can shapeshift and alter her size. Not much is known about her true identity, but she has stated that she's from Bloodhaven. Her scarab also urged her to find and kill Jaime Reyes, because it thought of him as one of the Reach's soldiers. But after discovering that Jaime is not actually evil, they became allies and helped the Horizon to find refuge on Earth. Who is the Black Beetle? The Black Beetle is a supervillain from the future who wields a scarab, a powerful alien weapon. He originally posed as the Blue Beetle of the future, but in reality, he was one of the Time Stealers, a group of time-traveling supervillains. Black Beetle was convinced that Jaime Reyes was to blame for the death of his sister, and he should prevent him from becoming the Blue Beetle. The character also made an appearance in Young Justice, although he was portrayed differently. In the show, he serves the Reach, an alien race that originally created the scarab, but in the comics he's not associated with Reach in any way. This is a villain who hunts speedsters, the Godspeed. The Godspeed is a powerful speedster and one of the deadliest enemies of the Flash. He was originally a detective partner of Barry Allen and gained super speed after he came in contact with the Speed Force Storm. He used his powers to viciously hunt the criminals of Central City, becoming the vigilante known as Godspeed. He became so obsessed with crime fighting that he went as far as hunting weaker, younger speedsters to absorb their speed, and eventually became one of the fastest speedsters in all of DC. This is the most unique power ring in DC. The Phantom Ring is a unique weapon that grants its wielder a direct connection to the emotional spectrum and gives them power depending on their current emotional state, which means that the wielder of the ring can possess unique abilities of every Lantern Corps. There's only one such ring in existence, and it was forged by one of the Guardians billions of years ago as a last resort weapon. The Phantom Ring is indestructible and in theory is the most powerful power ring. However, it is way too unstable to be used in combat, as it changes its user's personality whenever they experience the slightest emotion, which is why it was originally sealed off by Guardians for billions of years. Those are the first Green Lanterns in the universe. First ever Lantern in DC is called Volthoom, a powerful being who had a direct connection to the emotional spectrum. However, he was soon corrupted by power, and Guardians forged the new Green Lantern rings to stop his rampage. There were originally only 7 Green Lanterns, which were Alitha, the first Green Lantern, a brave warrior from a war-torn planet known as Galactica. Brill, an alien robot who abandoned his hive mind. Jan-El, Kryptonian space explorer. Kaja-Dox, an alien from planet Kolu, a home world of the villain Brainiac. Kaleen, a sentient plant from a dying planet, a white Martian known as Zoran. And Tyran, only original Green Lantern who is still alive to this day. Together they did manage to defeat Volthoom, but suffered heavy casualties as well. 5 out of 7 Green Lanterns died during the battle. This is the only Orange Lantern in the universe. Orange Lanterns derive their power from their greed and avarice, and are one of the 7 core Lantern Corps in DC. Although they had many different members throughout history, currently there's only one Orange Lantern in the entire universe. His name is Larfleeze, and he's too greedy to share his power with anyone. He's actually one of the most powerful lanterns, capable of taking down several Green Lanterns at once. Orange Rings also have a unique ability to create constructs of other people, potentially making Larfleeze a one-man army. This is the most terrifying lantern in all of DC. Crib is an alien from a planet Voron, and the member of the Yellow Lantern Corps. As you probably know, Yellow Lanterns derive their power from instilling fear, and Crib has perhaps the most disturbing method of scaring her opponents. She always targets Green Lanterns with families, kills them, and then takes their children, keeping them in a sack-like pouch on her back. She managed to slay several Green Lanterns and steal their children, but luckily, her rampage was stopped by Kyle Rayner, who imprisoned her and rescued all of the kids. Did you know that there's a character that exists in both Marvel and DC? Meet Access, a unique character that is owned by both Marvel and DC Comics. He was born in the Marvel 616 universe and possesses a unique ability to travel between 2 multiverses. His duty is to keep Marvel and DC multiverses separate, and he played a pivotal role during their massive crossover. He usually only appears in crossovers. However, he did make an appearance in a Green Lantern comic. He's also stated to be immensely powerful, capable of manipulating reality on universal scale, and his presence alone can cause dimensional crossovers. This DC character is aware of the Marvel Universe. The Phantom Stranger is a powerful magician whose true name, origins, and intentions are unknown. He's one of the most skilled sorcerers in all of DC, and is believed to be nigh omniscient, as he seemingly knows everything about any character, including their secret identities. He even made references to timelines and events that have been erased from reality. One of his most bizarre feats happened during the Avengers and Justice League's crossover, where he helped heroes to locate the Grandmaster, which suggests that his omniscience even extends to the Marvel Universe. Who is Azrael? Azrael is the name used by several vigilantes of Gotham who seek to restore justice through religious extremism. They're the agents of the Order of St. Dumas, a Catholic military organization that has existed since the Crusades. The first Azrael in the comics is called Jean-Paul Valley, and he was originally unaware of his organization's extreme ideology. He was a reluctant ally of Batman, and even briefly took his mantle after Bruce Wayne's back was broken by Bane. The second Azrael is Michael Lane, another vigilante who was originally trained by Gotham's police department as a replacement for Batman. But he chose a different path and instead joined the Order and became their assassin. Who is the Unkindness Raven? Raven was a member of the Teen Titans who was corrupted by the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse, turning her into by far the most powerful version of the character. She later forged an alliance with the demon Niran and absorbed Shazam, further enhancing her power. Unkindness Raven and her demons became a persistent threat to the entire multiverse. She led a powerful army, and together they rampaged through the cosmos, even destroying the Speed Force Wall and New Genesis. She was unstoppable, and no one in the multiverse could oppose her. However, the story featuring Unkindness Raven is one of the possible futures of the DC multiverse, and is not part of the main continuity. This is Father of the Endless Family. Father Time is the embodiment of the primordial time and existence as a whole. He's the father to the Endless Family, and together with his lover Night, made all of creation possible. However, currently he's separated and estranged from his family, although he still keeps occasional contact with his children. He plays a relatively minor role in Sandman comics, but it is safe to assume that he's incredibly powerful, as he's part of the family that consists of some of the most overpowered beings in DC. This is the evil Green Lantern, the Power Ring. The Power Ring is a supervillain from Earth 3, a universe where iconic superheroes are portrayed as villains. He's the evil counterpart of Hal Jordan, and is a member of a villainous team known as the Crime Syndicate. He's the wielder of a dangerous weapon called the Ring of Volthoom, which draws its power from its users' fear and panic. This universe is how Jordan has been described as the most cowardly person in the entire universe, making him a perfect user of this ring. But the ring also has a terrible side effect. It slowly kills its user by destroying their body from the inside.